Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and I've been doing this live stream now for over 2 years. This marks my 25th month. I started in October of 2023. And I'm on twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams. My evening show starts at 7 p.m. every night of the week, whether it's weekend or weekdays. There are occasions when sometimes I will do it at a different time because of family commitment. But typically it's at 7 p.m., and that is my evening time. Now, in the morning, I have Fight CPS with Bob Pace. That's my morning live stream, and it comes on um, 10 a.m. weekdays and 8 a.m. on the weekends. And all these shows are 1 hour, and the times I'm giving you are the West Coast of California, Pacific Standard Time. So if you're in the Rocky Mountain Time, it's 1 hour ahead of me. Central Time, you're 2 hours ahead of me. And Eastern Time, you're 3 hours. If you're in the United Kingdom, you're 8 hours. In Europe, you're 9 hours. In the continent of Africa, you're 9 hours. I am an international live stream because anywhere that anybody has internet, they'll catch the show live. So I talk to people all around the world that have a problem with the entity that I call the Child Protection System. I abbreviate for short called CPS. A lot of people know it as the Child Protection Services, CPS, or the Department of Children and Family Services, or Department of Children's Services, or the Cabinet. No matter where you're at, it's a government entity that I'm talking about in the United States. I don't know about too much worldwide except what people tell me. But I do know that it's a government entity, and it was created in the United States in 1962, an act of Congress that mandated that social services would protect our children from neglect and abuse. And they would also do what's called family reunification if they found the family had issues and needed to break the family apart. Children are not taken unless they're in danger. So it doesn't mean automatically you lose your child. But what has transpired to happen that over 50% of CPS is corrupt, not only in the United States, but worldwide. I have talked to over 2,800 people, 2,800 people from around the world. And they have something in common, including myself. They encountered a rogue CPS entity that destroyed their family. You know, it's sad. We don't have any preparation be involved in CPS. It affects a lot of people, but the common thing that most people have is low income. Now, if it affects a high income person, they have money to hire an attorney. And that's the key to success, is have that hired attorney. And I want you to know that I am here not as a lawyer, um, but here as a loving father and a dad. I have 43 years of marriage, and I've raised 6 children. And all my children except one are married now. That's 5 of them. My youngest is 20, my oldest is 47. And some of them have grandchildren, but they're all very successful. All my children are successful. They have jobs, they're working, they have homes, they can take care of themselves. They no longer depend on mom and dad. Unfortunately, I had a catastrophe that happened, when I was 60 years old. I encountered something called the Child Protection System in Orange County, California. Very corrupt. And for 5 years, they're constantly questioning me and my wife about how we took care of our children. And I constantly tried to show them and disprove them and had them in my house and showed them that nothing they could find anything. 5 years into it, from 2010 to 2015, it was allegations and they couldn't really find anything that they could really nail you on. Little did I know how vindictive that CPS is. Also, I found out what families are really about. And it's sad because the persons that were reporting that were my wife's side of the family, her father, her mother, her three sisters, and her brother would constantly call in and make up allegations that weren't true. See, CPS, that's supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse and do family reunification, takes every call it hears and considers you guilty. So right away, you're guilty until they investigate and prove otherwise. Now, I'm hoping that all of you come in here that want help. I'm here for education purposes to help you all, to help you all. And hello there, Sherry. I'm glad to see you again. Shirley was on my show this morning. She was new, and she has a bad case. She had a bad case. Now, I believe Sherry, if I'm not mistaken, one moment, please. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to mute my mic. Hello, I'm back again. I'm sorry for the disruption. We had a new person come in, Amanda Fisher. Now, Sherry, if you could tell me again your place of residence. I think you're from St. Louis, Missouri. I think you're from St. Louis, Missouri, Sherry. And yes, they do. It's a sad practice because they know that people can't afford money for a lawyer. That's why they attacked the low income. Easy to take advantage of someone who can't have a lawyer defend themselves. Now, Amanda says CPS is very corrupt and everywhere. I got CPS called to me and got my daughter taken away. That is the worst nightmare. And I'm so sorry, Amanda. They refuse to give us resources to help us get her back. And we've been fighting the system for the last 2 years. I missed the last 2 year birthdays, and my family that has had her has made us feel so alienated that we didn't even feel welcome to see her. We had to move over 1,000 miles to a different state to fight for her since this state is supposedly better. Going to a different state isn't going to help you. I have no idea where you're from. And so, what I want to do is put up one of my banners that tells you how to text a message. And so, to text a message, all you have to do is make a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, and your state. And if you're outside of the United States, please list your country. Also, tell me about your case from the beginning to where you're at if this is your first time in this room. Um, oh boy, we got somebody that you need to read my banner. Um, I have no idea. Okay, I guess I got a little. Okay. So we have two people in the room. Sherry, St. Louis, yes. And you can call in again. There's no question. My phone number is up for you there. And Amanda, I have no idea where you're from and moving 1,000 miles. I don't know how you're going to fight your case because CPS is fought in the county that your child was taken. It's fought in the county. I'd like to know how it happened there, Amanda, from the knock on the door. From the knock on the door. Now, I have another banner that I'm going to put up about being a guest. To be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is send me an email. My email address is bobp@vincentwdavis.com. You pick one of my 14 shows. It's real easy. You just say, I want to be Bob's morning show on Sunday, or Bob's Saturday night show, or Bob's Friday morning show. It's either night or morning, and it's one day of the week. You can't go wrong. If you want to be on all 14 shows, you're welcome to it because I can take many as 9 of you as a guest. Once I get your email, I will forward it on to my show producer, Grace, who will send you a link to a software application I'm using called StreamYard. That's what you see before me. StreamYard uses YouTube to transmit, but StreamYard has the format where I can have people talk and put banners up and have the live screen. And so it's simple rules. Please respect one another, and that includes even texting. We don't want any derogatory remark. This is not a political circle. As I told you, I'm not an attorney. I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 43 years of marriage experience, and I've been fighting CPS for 15 years, and I've raised 6 children successfully. So I have been, too, a victim of CPS. I lost my forever home. I find it very difficult to find work because of being involved in CPS. Not only is my age against me, but also being involved in CPS. They can really destroy you and really hurt you. And it's sad. It's sad. And so I hope that you be one of my guests. I can take up 9 of you. Lastly, I want to put my phone number up. My phone number is up at 7:15, and it's open for you to call. It's 626-698-0990. You'll talk on my phone. I'll put it on speakerphone so everybody can hear, and we can try to help you. We can try to help you as you talk about your case. Now, the phone number is a private line, and it will answer you. There is no question about that. It will answer you. I'm just right now making sure that it's it's good there. Okay. Leica, if you're listening to me from South Africa, please text me here. I cannot do international texting to South Africa. So that's Leica out there, who's one of our people here. Um, you're doing fine, Amanda. You're doing fine. All you have to do is tell me where the case happened, the city or county, and your state. Now, I keep mentioning internationally. Right now, we've talked to 24 countries from around the world. That's a lot of countries. I've talked to every state in the US. And some of the countries are Indonesia and Bangladesh, India. Then in the Middle East, I have Saudi Arabia, uh, Iraq, and Libya. And then over in the continent of Africa, I have Liberia, Sudan, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then the provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, I've had the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, and Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, I have Canada and its provinces. I have the United States, and all 50 states have texts are called in, including Washington, D.C. Then south of the border is Mexico. Then further south in South America, north of Brazil on the east coast is Grenada. And then in the South Pacific, I have New Zealand, the land down under, Australia, and its states. So that's 24 countries and over 2,800 people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Okay. Okay, Bartley. Good to see you, Bartley. You're from Montana, and you're a wonderful mom who has a child that she's trying to get back. She has a court case this month. Bartley has been on the show for a long time. Now, Amanda just identified where she's from. She's from Polk County in Crookston, Minnesota. Well, welcome, Amanda. And you're 1,000 miles away. How are you going to fight CPS 1,000 miles away? That's going to be quite interesting because, and I understand you said that the family that your children are at, are they your family or your spouse's family? What family members are these people that you're children with? And what happened with your case, Amanda? And Sherry, if you want to help me help you, please call in. My number's up there, 626-698-0990. The other phone number you see there, 888-888-6582, is the law office of my attorney, Vincent W. Davis. Now, he is a juvenile law, family law, dependency lawyer who's schooled, education, and licensed. He's been fighting CPS for 39 years and gotten back thousands of children. He's one of the top attorneys in the country. He once was foster care himself, so he knows about the foster care system. He's also a trial attorney and a civil rights attorney. If your case is finished, he can fight them in civil court in, in state or federal for a lawsuit and win millions of dollars. He's been very successful fighting CPS. He's not afraid of them. A lot of attorneys are afraid of CPS. They're very strong, powerful, and corrupt. At least 80% of the child protection agencies are corrupt. I know that from talking to statistics. There's two kinds of people, the lay people and the professionals. And they've said that of all the reports of professionals, they get it right about half the time. Looks like we got a call here. Okay. Good evening. This is Bob Pace. Welcome to my live stream. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Hey, Bob. This is D. Cherie from earlier. Just wanted to follow up to get a little bit of advice or
Yes, I'm so glad you did
navigation
call in
practice.
there. We have D. Cherie from St. Louis, Missouri. And she has a complex case. She was talking to me about it. It involves how many children again?
It involves two. It is pretty complex. Essentially, I'm a parent who was genuinely innocent in both of my cases, and I originally seek the system for remedy. Yet in return, I had my name slandered and was exposed to abuse and anxiety and things like that that comes along with filing.
Yes, you had told me that your husband had made false allegations and filed a domestic violence charge against you and tried to prevent you from your children. Was he doing that out of retaliation? Is he angry at you?
Yeah, it was retaliatory. So my ex-husband, we were divorced for almost 10 years. So 10 years we did a co-parenting with a parenting plan that was implemented that we agreed upon, that was implemented by St. Louis, the state of Missouri and St. Louis. And I went in and filed contempt because he removed our child from several days of school, and he was not following the parental plan, and he removed our son for about 30 days. So after contacting law enforcement, and they just constantly kept telling me there was nothing that they could do, I would need to file contempt. So I filed contempt, and then retaliatively he began to, file his motions and things like that. He also began to file that CPS case with those false allegations. I went ahead and did exactly as you were saying earlier. So when I encountered CPS, I literally did not give them any feedback. I did know my rights. I actually used to be a caseworker for some years. So they ended up closing my case out. There was no findings. However, because of those false accusations, not the CPS accusations, the false allegations in the trial, and my son, he had some problems that he was going through at that time. He was at a transitional age, and he also was like her and guided by his father. He was encouraged to, essentially make some false statements in court as well.
Right,
And the court just
right.
kind of ran with it.
Right, right. Hold on one moment here, Sherry. I want to give a hello to Tony the Tiger who came in. She is called Cassandra, her real name is, and she's from Ostenago, New York, and she has a 14-year-old boy that's been sexually abused in foster care, and her family members have turned against her. It's a good evening to see you, Tony. We have on the phone Dee Cherie from Indianapolis, Missouri, who's talking about her two children and how her husband stole her children and now We're trying to get to the bottom of this. We also have Bartley in here from Montana, who's been in here a long time. And we have a new person, Amanda Fisher from Crookstown, Minnesota, Polk County. And she lives about 1,000 miles away. Um, Let me see. She's okay, somewhere, and she's trying to fight her case. We also have Julie Weissner, and welcome, Julie Weissner. Um, Julie Weissner is from Madison, Missouri. So we have St. Louis, Missouri, and Madison, Missouri, and then we have um, Minnesota and Montana. So we got quite a reference of people here. We also have New York with Cassandra, Tony the Tiger. So uh, as Dee is talking, Sherry is talking, there will be people come to the room, and I'll interrupt from time to time. But I really want to help out because Dee Cherie talked to me this morning, and she came on late to the show, but now she came on early. So hopefully we can help her and steer her in the right direction. So what kind of help are you looking for, Sherry? What kind of help?
Yeah, just wanted to get some of that legal advice, just pertaining to like the juvenile laws and juvenile dependency. So at this point, my oldest son has been wrongfully removed from myself. There is no CPS findings, so everything was just kind of underdocumented, and this conspired to remove my parental rights.
Okay.
And then they
One moment,
uh,
Sherry. I need to take care of a matter. You guys listening? I'll be right back. I have to mute my mic and remove me from the stage for 1 minute. I'll be back. I'm back here. I'm sorry for the disruption. Anyway,
Okay.
um, now you say that the children, the two of them, are placed with your ex-husband, correct?
Yeah, so two separate fathers, my ex husband and my ex fiance. They did a wash, rinse, and repeat with my youngest son. That's the case that I'm currently in now. And I did, remember I mentioned earlier, I did the federal finding, which was to highlight and investigate judicial misconduct because my orders, my motions and things weren't being heard on a state level. So
Okay.
it was for investigate like due processes and to void those orders that I was given on a state level, which allowed them to use temporary restraining orders and things like that to just take my children.
Okay. Okay. So, where is the status of this? You say it's at the federal level.
Yeah, so my oldest son case, his case, there was a judgment made for that back in December. So I had
What
two
was the
cases
judgment
running.
made? What was the judgment made?
So they took away all my parental rights, even though CPS closed the case. There was no neglect or any findings, but they decided to essentially side with my ex and give him 100% now, 100% custody.
Did you try
So
to
that was
appeal that? Did you try to appeal that?
I had an attorney at that time. It was one of the attorneys that she kind of spoke to. I think he was kind of frightened to go against CPS like that.
Okay.
So
All right.
he didn't even inform me the window of time to appeal. So I'm going to have to reopen that entire case, 1,000 motions, or move it federally as well. But I am essentially had to navigate two cases at the same time, which is wild. Um, so the case closed for my oldest son in December. I'm still they overlap. So I am still within the caseload of my youngest son. And then just recently now they come and remove my youngest son with an export pay from his school. And that's what I'm in court with now.
Okay. So
That's
your
what I filed
so your other
federal.
son, what happened to the appeal you filed with your other son?
So I did file it to be moved to federal court for due process. So they actually they uh they basically dismissed it or they remanded it so that it goes back to the state level that the state takes care of it. But I'm at the place where I am probably going to appeal. So I just got this decision back like September 25th. Um, so I am probably going to appeal that as well because they also did not do their due diligence in the case. They, on a federal level, they were saying that they didn't have access to information, so they just took like
Yeah.
they just took like overall information instead of actually
Right. I'm going to try to
going
give
through.
you advice, but I can't be legal advice because I'm not an attorney. So I'm giving an
Mm-hmm.
educational guest. As long as you keep the appeal going, you have a chance at it. But do you have an attorney at the present for this appeal?
I do not. I have scheduled a consultation with Vince, but you guys are in California. I'm in Missouri,
He
so
does cases
it's just
around the
kind of like
country. He does cases around the country.
okay,
The only thing is, it's expensive because he has his uh, air transportation, his ground transportation, his hotel accommodations and food, and then the license fee to practice in Missouri.
oh wow,
And it's a
wow,
lot of money because I gave a quote the other day for him to come to Georgia, and it was a $125,000 retainer. Then I gave him a quote for Wisconsin. It was the same price, $125 retainer. So I know it's
wow.
expensive, and that's something that a lot of us don't have. I had to sell my home to hire Vincent Davis to get back my children. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Wow.
I had three children that were illegally taken into CPS's hands, and they were abused in foster care, and they still are messed up today. My family is so dysfunctional today. I have a family of 6 people, and now the girls won't even talk to mom or dad. And one girl has decided to divorce her mom and dad at age 12. And that was all because the social worker,
Are these your children?
these are blood children, yeah. Uh, the the
These are
doc,
your children?
these are my wife and I's children, yes. But see, in California, you can divorce your parents at 12. People don't know this. And so, what the social worker did is encourage my daughter. She told her exactly what to do. The social worker was committing perjury on the stand. We caught her. We caught her. They were trying to adopt my daughter, my wife's sister. And they lied that there's no domestic violence, and there was heavy domestic violence. And the social worker lied. She got caught, and they do retaliation. And so she did. She convinced her daughter, along with the CASA, which is a court appointed advocate that is assigned to every child, and the judge, encouraged her, showed her how to divorce her parents. Now, that is wrong. That is wrong. There's no family reunification with my daughter. When she was taken from me, I never once had a visitation with her since since August of 2015 when she was taken. It was very, very sad. One day I was taking her to school and dropping her off. And that same day, my children were rounded up at school and taken to a shelter. I never forget that. It was a horrible day of my life. I had one of my child with me, my 9-year old, who's 20 now. He was trembling next to me. He was so scared of these people. These people are horrible individuals. They do not care. They think all parents are bad parents. When they hear reports, they believe the reports is factual. They're not factual. Almost 50% of the professionals reported are wrong. And over 75% of the lay people are wrong. And that's the sad thing about CPS. There's enough corruption in the system that parents that don't have a lot of money cannot fight them because they need an attorney. And attorneys cost so much money. It is a very complex thing, CPS is. It's like open heart surgery. You need to have a professional, and that professional costs a lot of money. And that's the only way you're going to be able to fight them. And you got to get an attorney that's not afraid to stand up. And when you don't sue them or you don't do any lawsuits, you're scared of them. They're very powerful individuals. And it sounds like you've been manipulated really bad and taken advantage of. And it's sad that 2 men in your life would turn on you. That is so sad to hear that. And the only way you're going to be able to get them back is to keep fighting, keep doing appeals, and get an attorney. Now, if you can't afford an attorney, the court can appoint you one. But the court appointed attorneys work for the system. They don't work for you because you're not paying them. And you have to almost kick them in the seat of their pants to make them perform. You have to tell them if you don't perform, I will sue you for negligence. I'll report you to the state bar and have your license removed. They just don't seem to get it. And that's one of the biggest problems in CPS. That's one of the biggest problems. So right now you want an attorney, but I think that the kind of attorney you want, you don't have the money to, even if you got one locally, it may cost a $20,000 to $30,000 retainer because there's a lot of work that has to be done in your case. And that's not very happy to you. You're very discouraged by that comment, I can tell. And it's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely complex and has to be broken down. But I definitely think with striking strategically is something that I'm never going to give up on. I'm curious to know. Um, you receive your three children back? When did that take place?
When did my okay? When I fought and I tried to fight them on my own, and I would send notices and do meetings with the director of child protection services in Orange County and all the supervisors and bosses and stuff. It went in one ear and out the other. They did not care. The director worked in a Taj Mahal, the building. It looked like the Wizard of Oz. It's all very green, emerald, very expensive building. They didn't care. So I'd done the damage where I had ruffled their feathers. So by the time I quick sell my home, my favorite home that I worked 45 years for, I sold it to get some money to hire Mr. Davis. He got my two boys back, but he lost my daughter. Not with his fault. It was still the fault of the agency. They don't like to have people win or proven that they're wrong. They think they're right 100% of the time. And all they think about is making money. That's all they think about.
Wow. Did you sue in any capacity at that time?
I wanted to sue, but I can't sue because I don't have any more money. I mean, I lost my home. I spent hundreds of thousands to get my two boys back. They came back. One boy was 18, the other boy was 15. And now my boys, one is 20, and the other one now is 25. And the 25-year-old has moved on. He has a life of his own. He just got married. So I'm down to one boy who has not gotten married yet. And they're messed up. They're messed up. My whole family's still messed up. And it's sad because it's the truth. I've developed five rules. I wish I knew these five rules before I started my case. I don't think my children would never have been taken. Rule one is get a professional attorney, the right attorney. Rule two is document everything. Document, document, document. Rule three is to say no to social workers, no to the police. Do not talk to them. Do not let them take your child. Do not let them in your home. Rule four is use the internet, research it, spend weeks, hours, months looking up everything you can about CPS and the CPS you're fighting. Rule five is make copies of all your important documentation and have an envelope so that you can present them. You know, they do stupid things like they say the father is prenuptial, the father, even though my birth certificate shows my name as the father, even though my driver's license shows my name as who I am, even my passport shows my name of who I am. They still think you're the presumptional father. It's ridiculous. I show them my marriage license, my birth certificate, my driver's license, my passport. None of that made any difference to them. They're corrupt. They're so evil and corrupt. And all they think about is retaliation and money. Now, if I had to do the whole thing over again, first of all, I wouldn't have allowed them to do the things this. I would have sold my home right away and got an attorney. That was my mistake. I'm not having the right attorney. And not let them in your home until your attorney's present. Having them deal things with you without attorney present is a no-no. Is a no-no.
Absolutely. I have not known my rights to CPS, and I have not let them enter my home, nor the police whenever they come or approach, which I believe is the cause of them closing my case out. You know, they had no findings, no
Yeah.
evidence of neglect or anything through the school, so they had to close the case out for my oldest son.
Right. 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 So you right now in the process of getting an attorney. You don't have an attorney. Is there anybody in St. Louis that you can afford? Do you have any assets?
I don't. I went into some of the same things that you're saying, so I don't at this time. I have looked into the aspect of attorney. So far, I've been doing things pro se to juries, as you know, litigating for myself, even filing the federal. So that's the way I will continue to do until I'm able to, you know, obtain some type of attorney. I did obtain an attorney with my oldest son. Um, and just financially, I have been able to do the same thing with this overlapping case, which I'm just trying to look into that more because I don't even know if that's even I don't know if that's allowable for them to, you know, pretty much have you in overlapping cases like this. You know, so I'm looking into that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do plan to sue. You know, that's essentially I have documented everything. You know, I'm more in the information state, so I've documented almost everything. So I do plan to sue.
Yeah, well, suing is a great idea. I wish I had the money, but it takes money to sue because no attorney will do a lawsuit against CPS without getting some retainer.
So, quick question: they allow so you receive your two oldest children, and then your 12-year-old, they just allow her to um, divorce you guys and
Yes.
continue to live on her own, or
No, she got adopted by a foster care. She changed her birth certificate.
oh,
She sealed it. She got a second social security card and is double dipping from my retirement.
wow, wow.
And
And you are married to the mom?
I'm sorry, what?
So were you married to her mom?
Yes, I'm married to the mother. We've had 33 years of marriage.
Oh, so she decided to divorce both of you guys, the 12-year-old.
Right. She did that at the conclusion of getting my boys back.
Wow. That is just horrible. My heart breaks for you. Um,
It is a
anyway.
horrible, horrible something there. That's true, Amanda Fisher. The court appointed attorney doesn't have your best interests in mind. You're right, Amanda, but that may be the only thing you can work with. I tried a court appointed attorney. It's a waste of time. It was a waste of time. My wife and I both start off with court appointed attorneys, but they don't come and meet with you. They only talk to you when you come to court. And they don't, I wasn't allowed in the courtroom when they were talking about my case. I was kept in the dark. I was told to wait in the hallway, my wife and I. We had to wait in the hallway. The only time we were brought in the courtroom is when they wanted to make a decision on something. It's terrible. It's very corrupt. The judge's qualification is that he knew all about damage claims and automobile accidents, but he knew nothing about family reunification or children or families. Families take a second fiddle in the Orange County social services. It's sad. It's sad. The Child Protection Service is what they're called. It's a branch of social services. Now, it is being investigated by DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, but it's taken time. It's taken time. Now, I can still sue. I can still sue them. I have a case I prepared and have done a lot of the legwork, but I don't have an attorney that will help me.
And I believe I read somewhere there's no statute of limitations on doing this. So,
Well, there's certain, you're right, but see, there's ongoing. See, the mitigation against me is still ongoing. The damages against her are still ongoing. She's reached adulthood, but I can still sue. I just need to find an attorney that will take my case. Now we have about 5 minutes left before I have to close my show down. I stop at 8 o'clock my time, which um, you're you're on Central Time, right?
I am, and thank you. So I'm gonna jump down into the comments. I appreciate you taking my
No, you
call
don't have to
earlier.
go yet. You don't have to go yet. I'm not really. I mean, I just meant just a heads up to my people, my listening right now, because they are talking to me in text as you're talking to me. Um, That's right, Amanda Fisher. She made a comment. I'm glad it's being investigated because it needs investigation and rework to actually help families stay together. She's talking about Doge. I know for a fact I was talking to a social worker and a supervisor came on from Doge who was listening in on the conversation. And so I do think they're being investigated. Maybe something good will come of it. I don't know. I don't think it should be abolished. I think it needs to be changed and it needs to have a lot of major changes to the child protection system. They got to be sincere. The judges got to be fully qualified. Parents need to be in court and it should be a trial by jury. Your peers should make the determination whether your children are taken from you and your families. Why does one man entrusted to make decision for the whole family? The judge has too much power there. If he's biased or he's a bad judge, you're screwed. And so many people are. So many people are. And it's terrible,
Absolutely.
Sherry. Now, for all my listeners out there, Amanda and Tony, the Tiger, and Julie, and Bartley, and even Sherry, I appreciate you open up your hearts, but I can't guarantee that I can wave a magic wand and all disappears. All I can do is share with you what I've found out from talking to over 2,800 people around the world. And that's a lot of people. I come up with an average because I average about 2 people new every night to come into my show. So that's where I come up with the 2,800. And I've done already 1,500 shows over 24 months. So that's a lot of talking and it's a lot of hearing about cases from all parts of the world, whether you're in South Africa or in England or in Missouri or in Alaska, or up in Canada or Mexico, even the South Pacific. I've listened, and all of you have something very much in common is you're trying to fight this without a real attorney. That's the one thing everybody has in common. And it's all because of income. Not everybody is wealthy. Not everybody has money to hire an attorney who wants a $50,000 retainer or it costs fifty to $100,000 to get your children back. When attorneys charge her from $500 to $1,000 an hour, it eats up the retainer pretty fast. They charge, a tenth of a minute of their time. And a lot of times they throw in travel time and everything else. So it's a very expensive thing. And CPS knows this. They have a full staff of attorneys that they come attacking you. They utilize the police as intimidation factors. They come to your home and find out things that are bad. So I'm really sorry um, that you're going through this, Sherry. I really am. And maybe it isn't what
Well,
you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sherry.
I appreciate it, and you having me on. we're not going to give up. We're going to keep fighting.
That's the main theme that everybody's got to do is not to give up fighting.
All right. Well, good night. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I hope you don't stay a stranger and that
I will.
you come and visit. And if you have a question, I'll do my best, my educated guess of talking to people and all my experience to try to help you. To try to help you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And to all my listeners, I'm so glad to have you. You people ask me why I do this. I do this is maybe to help others not do the same mistakes that I made and to try to hash through and not forget my children. I never forget my daughter. She is 23 now. I've not seen her since she's 12. So it's really hard. It really is really hard. But I do thank all of you that become my friends and become my regulars here. Um, Cassandra, who is Tony the Tiger from Ostenago, New York. I know how hard it's been for you and going through that, but she still hangs in there. I want to thank Bartley from Montana, who has said some nice things about me. And she's a caring mother who loves her son so much. Her son is only 5 years old and she hasn't seen him, or she sees him, but the man that she had, the child, not the biological father, but the man that she thought she loved, has turned against her and taken her funds. He gets paid by social services to have the child. You see, there's money that is made there. That's why a lot of people take children because they get paid by social services to raise the children. um, so Sherry, thank you. Thank you so, so much. I still have the people that try to come in the room that have no respect for one another. I have no idea what satisfaction you get by putting people down. I don't tolerate that in this room. I agree. I've been fighting him for 15 years and not seeing my daughter since she was 12 is the hardest thing that I'm facing. Um, I'm trying to get back on my feet, but I find it very difficult. I'm in the latter part of my life right now. I'm 75 years old. And, it's really hard. I find I need a job. I need to get a job very soon because just, I need funds. I still have a wife to take care of and my young son. He's going through college right now. Anyway, Amanda Fisher, thank you for what you shared and what you did there and so forth. Um, Also, Julie Weisner, I want to hear more from you about your case. And Bartley, please take care of. I hope your foot's better. I hope your foot's better. Um, we've had a lot of people come in tonight. Sherry, Amanda, and Bartley, and Julie, and Tony. You guys are beautiful, and thank you for being in my room. And I look forward to seeing you again. I look forward to seeing you again. So I'll be on again. Tomorrow is Monday, and I'll be on at 10 a.m. in the morning. 10 a.m. in the morning. God bless you all, and I will see you soon. I'll see you soon. God bless you. There'll be a brief video. I'm going to take my phone number off, put up the Department of Doge. Please look at it. It's something that you can appeal to the White House, area code 202. You can send your email to Doge. They do talk, they do listen, and they have a website that you look at. Look at it. Do not stop fighting for your children. God bless you all. And this is Bob Pace going to sign off. Please watch the video that follows. Good night and God bless.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith in